What's the most messed up act of kindness? When I was 19, I got kicked out of my apartment for being late on rent 3 months in a row. I was working at this coffee shop making minimum wage and barely scraping by. My manager cut my hours right when I needed them most, and suddenly I was homeless with 2 garbage bags of clothes and nowhere to go. I spent the first night sleeping in my car behind a grocery store. It was February and freezing cold. I had maybe $40 to my name and half a tank of gas. I was sitting in the coffee shop parking lot the next morning trying to figure out my next move when this woman named Diane approached my car. She was probably in her 50s, dressed nice, had kind eyes. She knocked on my window and asked if I was okay. I was so exhausted and scared that I just started crying right there in front of the stranger. Diane listened to my whole story. She didn't judge me or lecture me about money management like my parents had. She just listened. Then she made me an offer that seemed too good to be true. She said she had a spare bedroom in her house and I could stay there rent-free until I got back on my feet. All she asked was that I help out around the house with cleaning and cooking. That was it. No rent, no deposits, no contracts. I should have known it was weird. Nobody just offers a homeless teenager a free place to live. But I was desperate and cold and tired of sleeping in my car. So I said yes. Diane's house was beautiful. 3 bedrooms, huge backyard, really nice neighborhood. She showed me to my room and it had a real bed with clean sheets and everything. I actually cried again because I hadn't slept in a real bed in days. For the first 2 weeks, everything was perfect. Diane left for work every morning around 7 and came home around 6. I'd clean the house, make dinner, do laundry, easy stuff. She was always so grateful and kept telling me what a blessing I was. She'd buy me groceries, give me gas money, even bought me new work shoes when mine fell apart. I thought I'd finally caught a break. Then I started noticing the photos. They were everywhere in the house, but I'd been so focused on survival that I hadn't really looked at them before. Every single picture was of Diane with this teenage girl. Same blonde hair as me, same height, same build, even dressed similar to how I dressed. They were at the beach, at graduation, at birthday parties, tons of photos. But the weird thing was, all the recent pictures were just Diane alone. I asked her about it one night over dinner. Who's the girl in all the photos? Diane's entire face changed. She got this look I'd never seen before, sort of sad but also angry. That's my daughter Emma, she said quietly. She passed away 2 years ago. Car accident on the highway. I felt terrible for bringing it up and apologized like crazy, but Diane just smiled and said it was okay, that she liked talking about Emma, that I reminded her so much of Emma. The way I laughed, the way I organized the kitchen, even the way I folded towels. That should have been my first clue to leave. But where was I going to go? A week later, I came home from my shift at the coffee shop and found clothes laid out on my bed. A whole outfit, jeans, a sweater, sneakers, all brand new with the tag still on. Diane was standing in the doorway smiling. "I bought you some new things," she said. "You work so hard, you deserve it." I tried them on and they fit perfectly. Then Diane asked if she could take a picture of me wearing them. Said she wanted to remember how happy I looked. It felt weird, but she'd been so nice to me that I agreed. She took like 20 photos from different angles. Then she asked me to stand in the same spot where one of Emma's photos was taken in the hallway. My stomach dropped when I realized what was happening. She wasn't just helping me out of kindness. She was trying to replace her dead daughter. I looked at the outfit I was wearing and then back at the photos on the wall. Emma was wearing the exact same sweater in one of them. Same jeans, same shoes. Diane had bought me Emma's clothes, or at least identical copies. I packed my stuff that night while Diane was asleep, left a note thanking her but saying I had to go. I spent another week in my car before finally crashing on my friend's couch. But the really messed up part came 2 months later. I was scrolling through Facebook and saw that Diane had posted photos from when I lived there. She'd captioned them, "Missing my girl," and tagged them with Emma's name. She was pretending I was her daughter on social media. People were commenting things like, "She looks so happy and glad she's doing better." They thought Emma was still alive. Diane had used me to catfish her own friends and family into thinking her dead daughter was okay.